Hey, yo, say hello to the bad guy, Scott Hall, and I've got a scoop for you. And we all know there's a lot of podcasts out there, and I encourage you to check out this one. It's called Going In Raw. You heard it here first. Going In Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Welcome back to Going In Raw News Brief. We're going to try to keep this one brief, Larson. We got a bunch going on. There was the big WWE financials. The company is going down in flames, evidently.
True, but I think there's a lot of anticipation to see what
how bad it was.
Yeah, given that George Barrios and Michelle Wilson were let go earlier this week.
Did I get a chance to tell you what my sister's response on all that was?
No.
And it actually kind of played out today because the stock did, in fact, drop even more. But no, she said that, depending on, like, if they make a move prior to releasing the financials and the stock drops pretty heavy, it can totally drop more once they actually do release it, if they're bad enough.
Yeah.
Today we did see a little bit of that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. However, the financials actually weren't that bad, I guess, on a macro scale. Here are some figures I'm just going to throw out at you. You can try to make sense of it because I don't really know if I understand any of this. First, revenues increased 18% to $322.8 million. That's the highest quarterly revenue in WWE history. They had their best revenue quarter ever, Q4 2019. Operating income up 87% to about $100 million. Adjusted OIBDA, I know we looked up what that was once, but I don't remember, up 67%. Another record, about $108 million. Revenues for the entire year was almost $1 billion, $960 million, sorry, most ever. Operating income about $117 million, adjusted OIBDA $180 million. Again, record, it says here, for the third year in a row. However, one major area that was down, live events, continuing a pattern we've seen over the last 3 years.
It's been going on for a while now. Yeah.
So part of the reason live event numbers are down, seemingly, is that WWE is running fewer dates, putting on 50 events Q4 2019 versus 64 the same quarter in 2018.
And then that's to be paired side by side with did they on coming up on their schedules even fewer dates.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's just going to continue the trend of,
because Meltzer said several times that like house shows now are a money loser.
Yeah, which is like a first in a while too.
Yeah.
And then of course combined with that, or on the coattails of live events, is merchandise.
Yes, and that was down too. Yes,
is sold at live events. Despite the numbers not looking terrible, WWE's stock took another tumble this morning, though, nearing $40 a share.
Yeah,
and then it bounced back to $44.50
as of about 2:00 p.m. Pacific on Thursday.
And it's already closed for the day. So I mean,
we're in after hours trading.
They got after hours trading too.
So still down from what it was end of close yesterday. I think end of close yesterday was 49.
Yeah.
So still down $5. So I guess another metric that was down was their subscriber count for the WWE Network.
This was the most concerning thing because the reason seemingly why George Barrios and Michelle Wilson were let go was due to some conflict between, I guess, how Vince views the WWE Network and how they view the WWE Network. Vince had some interesting comments about changes potentially coming to the WWE Network.
And it seemed like they could be changing, the network could be changing pretty quick. So, of course, subscriber count is down, which means, of course, revenue from network is down.
Yeah.
So the subject was broached. Could WWE start selling the rights of their pay-per-view offering, to other platforms during the conference call for the financials? And the answer is kind of maybe. So the Wrap is reporting that Vince said in response to all this, quote, well, do you want to read this in Vince's voice? Probably not.
No, but I'll read it because you're doing a lot of reading right now. He says, well, we have a lot of options. We could continue on as we are now with a free tier and a more enhanced paid tier. Right now, there's no better time to exercise the selling of our rights to all the majors who, quite frankly, all the majors are really clamoring for our content. So that could be a significant increase, obviously, in terms of revenue. He continued, there's so many majors going into OTT, over the top streaming services. Our WWE Network, obviously, is our most premium content, and we have like 1.5 million subscribers. We've had more, But nonetheless, it's another way for us to capitalize on our network. And again, as I said, there's very strong interest in all the majors as it relates to over the top. So he's claiming that there are a lot of streaming services
who want WWE product on their services.
Yeah. It says, it says here, at the very least, looks like WWE might start running ads on the network if they don't start hawking their pay-per-views to other streaming services, with Vince saying right now, if we continue on as the network pretty much as is, then we're definitely going to consider that. If, in fact, we're looking to enhance revenue, that would be up to our partners. Larson, we're going to start paying $60 for pay-per-views every month?
That'd be kind of lame because I'm pretty much used to paying $10 every month for everything WWE does.
That's from the point of view from like the regular fan. This would be a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still going to pay the money because we have to.
We have to, but as a value proposition for the fan base, which has gotten used to a particular way of operating, you know, how many times have you've gotten something for free and then suddenly they try to make you pay for it and you're like, why? I'm getting this for free or at a lower price, and suddenly it's like 6 times the price you were paying for it.
A long time ago, I read that the free to paid business model, the way of things, generally, in a very general sense, and I have no idea if this has changed, results in like a 1% retention. Like people will actually keep paying for something they were previously getting for free. I have no idea if that metric would apply here necessarily because WWE fans are known to be fairly hardcore.
Yeah. And perhaps Vince, assumes that's the case and maybe even take that for granted.
Yeah.
But, especially with WrestleMania coming up, the largest event of the year. Well, here, we'll get to this. So how soon could these changes start? According to Vince, maybe very soon. He had to say this, quote, making reference to OTT in the interest of the major players. We'd be announcing that deal if we go that way in the first quarter. Mm-hmm. So that's by the end of March.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That's how far along we are. Now, according to Wrestling Observer, Vince mentioned during the call that these potential upcoming changes have the potential to be transformative. So we're probably talking huge sums of money.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if, it's pure speculation, I have no inside information, I never do, if they're going to go this route and if the deal comes through, first offering, it's going to be WrestleMania.
Oh, you think they charge for WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised. It's like their biggest thing to sell people on the network.
I know, but I don't. If the idea is okay, the network, it's not cutting it right now. People are going to pay a premium to watch WrestleMania. They will.
Yeah.
That's the one show people will pay to watch. They might not pay to watch Extreme Rules, but they're going to pay to watch WrestleMania. And if you're going to kind of rip that Band-Aid off, going to probably just do it in the top show of the year, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's too much vague information here to understand exactly what they're going to do. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. There's not enough actual information.
It's
here
all
to
all
figure it
industry jargon.
Yeah, pretty much.
YPMP.
There were other little bits and pieces that were kind of interesting. Somebody asked Vince, then I'm paraphrasing a bunch here because the quotes aren't here, but somebody asked Vince about, the quality of the programming and how that affects the business aspect of things. And he sort of downplayed it by saying, well, we've got new storylines in place that we're really happy with, but that takes time to play out. On the road to WrestleMania, basically we're happy with the way things are. He wouldn't answer any questions sort of directly addressing what Paul Heyman and Bruce Pritchard do. And he this was great. Somebody asked him, the quote is something along the lines of, who wouldn't want to work for WWE?
Yeah.
And I forget exactly what the question was. It probably had to do with signing new talent or something like that.
Yeah.
But that was kind of funny. I'm like, I don't know, ask the Revival.
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of people. One thing that they've been good at is, lately anyway, signing new talent.
Yeah. They can still probably offer more money than anybody else.
They can offer a lot. They
still can offer the largest platform too.
Yeah, and I mean, in the case of Edge, granted he's a singular situation, but they can offer him 25 appearances in the year,
make $3 million,
and make $3 million for the year,
reportedly. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But if they follow through in that, who do you think the most likely suitors would be in terms of getting that pay-per-view content?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, I'd have a hard time believing it. Like go to HBO or something like that. But
because it wouldn't be. I'd suspect if it's some service, it'd be something that's got a large enough reach. Because like I don't think it'd be Apple TV, for example. Because to do that, then you need your Apple TV device to get Apple TV. Correct?
Fight.
That'd be funny.
It'd be the Fight app. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I mean, when AEW was negotiating their TV, it was like, well, people with a strong streaming service, and they ended up on TNT. So and they're on Fight, so I don't know.
Well, on Bleacher Report Live too. That's what they do.
And yeah, Bleacher Report
here
Live.
in the States, but I guess they're going to be on traditional pay-per-view coming up with Revolution too.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see where they go. I mean, I have a hard time believing they're going to even come close to the pay-per-view numbers that they used to do. Like maybe for their Big Four they can, but for their C-level pay-per-views,
no. That's why I kind of feel like if they're going to charge for it, they're going to charge on one of the major shows. Because if they try to get people to spend $60 on what's the pay-per-view after Mania, Payback. No one's gonna dole out $60 to watch Payback
Hey,
these
you want
days.
to spend $60 on Great Balls of Fire? No, not really.
But they will for WrestleMania and they will for SummerSlam. And probably will for the Rumble.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening like this early. I mean, even Vince said there's still like a lot to be figured out. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. They're all about making that money.
Yeah, they are. Even if it means because the thing about the network that was advantageous for them is they were kind of future-proofing themselves. They have their vault, and they have exclusive access to so much of their stuff.
I mean, the network. The funny thing about the network too is that it was always shocking to me just how cheap it was, and the fact that they wouldn't charge more. Like, okay, you get the network, you get it for $10 a month. I mean, I would have paid, as a fan, I'd have been like, 15 is actually fair because it's a very niche thing. And then you charge another $15 or even $30 for the pay-per-view.
That's how with Ring of Honor with their Honor Club.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I think if you just do like the lower tier, then you have to pay extra for pay-per-views. But if you get like, what is the highest tier? I think you get everything.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly.
Like ESPN Plus is $5 a month, and then you get the UFC pay-per-views there. It's full price.
You're paying $5 for access to pay-per-views. It's like a seat license when the football stadium opens.
Right, exactly.
You're buying the right to buy season tickets essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. I am generally curious if what you're saying is if your speculation is correct that this WrestleMania they would suddenly say, "Hey, guess what, everybody? You're paying for it."
Well, I mean, if Vince says if it's going to happen, it could happen as soon as the end of March, and if just speculation. My guts tell me if they want to fast track that much, it's to capitalize on
the backlash
Mania.
To that would be so severe.
But how many times have we heard about fans getting upset? But it's WrestleMania; they're going to pay for it. In the day, they're going to pay for WrestleMania.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or SummerSlam. It's going to be one of the major.
I really wish that they would just out and say, "What are you going to do? Not watch it?"
I know.
I know. If that was the case. But I don't know. You could be right. I don't know. Your speculation could be true or maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I would be surprised if they did that this soon, though.
What we could be seeing very soon is Brock Lesnar R-Truth feud, perhaps. At least according to R-Truth, he was on With Spandex and mentioned that Brock Lesnar wants to work with him. This we had to say, quote, Brock actually has been pitching ideas. He wants to work with me doing something because of that segment on Raw was a couple weeks back between the two of them. He pitched a couple ideas. He and I talked afterwards. The sky's the limit. This business is always changing, and I'm always changing with things. That would be awesome. I would love to see Brock not take himself so seriously.
Is there audio? Is this like what? Okay, I didn't hear this. I didn't actually hear the audio of this. Was he in character? Is this like? Do you think? Are you taking this at face value? Is this legit? You really think R-Truth is saying the truth here?
I don't have an answer for that.
Because on one hand, it would surprise me. On the other hand, it wouldn't surprise me. R-Truth is great, and it wouldn't surprise. I mean, R-Truth has been around obviously forever. I am kind of curious.
Because I think With Spandex is a site. It's not a podcast or anything per se. So
okay,
they just have this quote, but no reference to any audio that I could see.
Okay, all right, good. If true, this is fantastic.
Oh, hell yeah.
Number one, R-Truth is like, I think 47 years old or 49, something like that. Yeah. I have no doubt in my mind that, and I would love to be a fly on the wall with him more than a lot of people in terms of people going up to him for advice. I mean, even on Miz and Mrs., he was giving Miz father advice. You know?
He was on. He'd be on Total Divas too.
Okay, yeah.
He'd show up on there.
Yeah, so I'm sure people love R-Truth regardless. The idea that let's just say this is true for a second. It's fantastic, the idea that Brock had a lot of fun during that segment and then was like, hey, it'd be fun to do more stuff.
Yeah.
I'd be kind of surprised if that was the case.
Maybe after Brock drops that title to Drew at WrestleMania, he's like, I've been the Beast for a while. Let's have some fun for a stretch.
Oh my God. I would love for that to be true. I don't believe for a second he would ever think that, because I think he understands that if he's not the Beast, he's not making as much money.
I don't know. Maybe he wants to elevate that 24/7 title.
I wish that were true. I so wish that were true. That'd be fantastic.
Maybe he's so distraught after losing to Drew. He's like, I need any title. Destroys Mojo, takes the 24/7 title, and there's a whole back and forth with R-Truth trying to get it off him.
And like Brock is wearing disguises and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's hiding in road cases.
Stuff. All good stuff.
That's all good stuff.
That is all good stuff.
I wish that were the case, man. I really do hope that's the truth.
Because at this point, like, Brock has done everything as Beast Brock Lesnar. What more could he do?
Yeah.
Crisis of Confidence storyline, comedy angles. That's
I think my thing for Brock is just Brock is a lot of fun when he seems to be having a good time when he's engaged. I mean, he's been on every, Grant, I know it's February 6th.
He's been on every Raw this year.
He's been on every Raw this year, so that's cool. An engaged Brock is a fun Brock. That's why I hope Brock really wants to work with Drew McIntyre.
I know.
And he sees value in it, and there's money to be made in it. Yeah. I hope he sees value that there's money to be made in putting the title on Drew. So yeah, maybe for Brock to win it back.
Yeah.
But then you're creating another huge star in Drew McIntyre.
Yep. Exactly.
That'd be good stuff, man.
It would be. Before we wrap things up, let's talk Wednesday Night War ratings.
Okay.
So they are in, courtesy of Showbuzz Daily. This is what we got. AEW 928,000, up 100,000 from last week.
Okay.
0.36 in that coveted prize 1849 demo that means everything to advertisers. That is up from 0.34 last week. NXT up about 60,000, 770,000 viewers. 0.22 in the 1849 demo, same as last week. But last week 712,000 viewers.
Cool.
So both up. AEW still won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter anymore.
This is the area they're going to exist in for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. From now on, if you want your ratings info, you can watch our Who Won Wednesday.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
Unless something astronomical happens.
I'll be honest with you. Who Won Wednesday? Like, it doesn't. They're two so separate beings.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't. Comparing them even doesn't really. So maybe we'll do something new for that episode of.
How about this? Instead of pitting the shows head to head, we can do something as far as like who upped their stock in AEW. Who won Wednesday for AEW? Who was the standout?
Oh, okay.
Who pushed the show over the edge into must-see television? Stuff like that.
All right. Well, we'll workshop the idea.
This could be like this nonsense.
How do you workshop an idea? What do you do to workshop something?
Usually in terms of
do it,
entertainment,
right?
you pilot it.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll pilot it next week.
We'll pilot next week for everybody to watch.
For the patrons.
Live.
Okay, awesome. Great. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Hit that like button.
Yes, please.